My name is Gretchen Koehler, and the tune of the month is First Crush. This is a contra dance reel that I wrote that I'm currently teaching to the Vermont Fiddle Orchestra. I did just say fiddle orchestra, isn't that excellent? So hello to my friends in Montpelier. What I will do is I'll play you the tune, break it down into parts, add some bowing, some ornamentation ideas, and if you'd like the sheet music or the harmony or to hear a recording of it, you can find that information on my blog at gretchenkoehlermusic.com. Look up the blog called First Crush. All right, here is the tune. So there's the tune. I wrote this on a day I was having a particularly wonderful day, and so I like to say that this tune has a little bit of swag, and I think the way I do that is I generate that with my bow. So often when I'm teaching a tune, I tell people to get the tune in their head, let the tune fall on their fingers, and let the bowing just kind of happen naturally, and maybe work on things later. But I'm going to teach the bowing straight up in this one because I think the bowing is an integral part of the lift of this tune. All right, so let's do it. Measure 1 goes like this. So right away, when you're trying to learn bowing, I'd suggest singing it in. So you're going to go da 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 dum. Alrighty, so there's phrase 1. The next one, we're left on an up bow, so we're going to do an up bow triplet. Now, one of the things I tell people is you get the tune in your head, and when you you pay attention to what's happening in your fingers as well. So my muscles are actually feeling a lot of twos. 2, 2, 2. Now, we've got the next measure, measure 3, is a connector measure. So it ends one idea, and then it starts the next idea. It's leading you there. So I play it like that. And then first idea, and then leading me back to what sounds like the first measure again. Down with my slur up. Then my next measure, which you've done before, 3 ups. 2, 2. And then we're to our phrase ending. My friend David Koehler was just making fun of me. He said, that's the M-O-U-S-E ending. M-O-U-S-E. So of course, anything that works to get you to remember that. All right, let me play that again, and I'll yell out the bowings. Slur 3. Separate. Slur the triplet. 2, 2. Slur these 3. Triplet up. 2, 2. M-O-U-S-E. All right, so that's the base of that first part. Now there's other triplets you can add in there with your left hand. I do some more slurring in there just to mix things up. I don't want to be too predictable. But something that's fun, let's talk about droning. I love adding drones. Drone means to add an open string. And I refer to drones being to the right or the left. So if my melody is on my A string, let's say, if I'm droning to the right, that would be adding an open E string. And then the same idea, if my melody is on the A string, I could add the string to the left. Okay, so people tend to find the left drone easier. So good news, there's a lot of left drones in this tune. I could just start from the top, left drone. All right, left drone. Oh dear, we've hit the G string there, so I can't do a left drone there. So all I do is I switch to a right drone, but it's not really like I even do anything with my bow. I don't have to tilt it. I can just leave it on my bottom 2 strings for a while and let the melody fingers be the ones that are moving strings. The bow stays where it is. So we've got until it's time to get up here to the A, and then left drone it out. All left drones. Leave it on the bottom 2. Pretty much there's an opportunity to drone every note of this piece with an open string. You don't have to do any double stops. Now that might get too heavy. I wouldn't really drone every single one. And the beauty of adding a drone is that the string rings. So you can dip into a drone, let it ring, play a couple single stringed notes. So maybe I would more, in the real world, play it where I dip in and out. For the droning there, it was in and out, and there's no right or wrong, just whatever sounds good and comes to you naturally will work great. B part, let's try it. First measure, we've got a wonderful little cushion here, a little syncopation. I'm going to do that again and tap my foot so you can really feel that rhythm. With the bowing, I go down and then up, up, and then down, down, and then let the rest be separate. Now, and I actually come right off the string, so even though we're in slow motion, sometimes you do things a little differently in slow motion, but up to tempo you wouldn't do it. I come right off the string when I'm full tempo. Up, off, and then land. Because it's fun. That's really why. I love coming off the string. So that's just, it's fun. All right, next measure. We've got a bit of a sequence. We start on the A. And the next one starts on the B. They're almost a repeat of the other. I mix the notes up a little bit to make it more interesting, but with the bowing down, I slur these next 3 up. Now, we start on the B, slur the next 3. Now, a little thing about that, I don't usually like to slur across the string like that. I don't like to slur on an up bow across the string because it gets a little sloppy. It can be difficult. But I bow for rhythm, I bow for drive, and I'm willing to give up a little clarity to get to point something out in the melody. So I love, with my up bow, I can get this effect. Up, up, and that's more important to me to get that when I'm full tempo, to get that rhythm than to have clarity. That's fine with me. But if that doesn't work for you, hey, I wrote it. Do whatever you want. That's cool with me. It doesn't matter. Then now if we keep going, we're brought back to our first measure again. Up, up, down, down. Now mark that spot in your brain, that G. I'll do that again. We're going to come back to that. Moving on. We start on the first finger, 3rd finger, and then we have our phrase ending. You know what that is. So again, that last little piece, G, B. All right, so often, speaking of bowing, I like to end the phrase with a down bow, or it's like down driven because it's powerful. But that note I pointed out to you beforehand usually comes out to be an up bow, or no, I'm sorry, it comes out to be a down bow. So then the next bow would be backwards. I'd be on an up bow. So let me show you in the real piece. It's a long down, and oh no, I'm at the tip, and I'm up. That's no good. So what we can add here, I like to call a corrective slur. The reason I call it that is that It's not for the rhythmic drive. It's not for anything except to switch my bow around to get me on the right direction so I can have my powerful down. So I slur these next two up, and then I keep going. I'm on my down. I'll do it again. Corrective slur. So you can use those here and there to get you bowing in the direction that you feel more comfortable. You have another option as well. So I have that long note, our problem note that gets us out to the tip. We don't like that. We could double that last note. By doubling it, I am set to go on a down bow. And I like that. And I can carry on. So let me play the whole B part. I'll yell out the bowings. On one time I'll do one of those with the corrective bow, and the other I'll do with the doubling of that long note. Here we go, B part. Ready, and up, up, down, down. Slur up 3. Slur up 3. Up, up, down, down. Corrective slur. Let's do it again. Up, up, down, down. 3 up. 3 up. Up, up, down, down. Double. There we go. You can so that's kind of the base of the bowing. If you want, you can add on this phrase, that ending that we just did, you can add the up bow slur in the middle of things. I'll do it again. I've got 3 separate, 3 slurred, 2 separate. So those were 8 notes, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then or M-O-U-S-E. So I like I said, I love that bowing, and I like to sprinkle that here and there. You can drone on the second part. The problem is we're on the G string a lot. So we've got the left drone I talked about earlier, but then you're going to be on the G string and we don't have that C. So what I like to do is just keep my bow on the bottom 2 strings and just play away. Just stay there. Stay there. And then back up to the A. So those are your droning possibilities. All right, well there it is. You've got your bass, you've got your tune. If you want to add harmonies, I really love adding harmonies. This tune starts on a D. You could do a harmony that follows that line, starting with a G. And just carry on from there. You can start on a B. That's fun too. So you can just do that by ear, but if you do want the sheet music, I have that written down for you as well. Anyway, this is just a fun tune. I hope you've enjoyed it. Happy January. Happy birthday to my mom. I will be back next month with another tune. Be well, make good music. Bye.